Hello everyone, my name is Deepika Sharma and in operating system subject today I'll explain the topic file management, which is one of the main function of operating system. So starting with the file management. So first is file management. In file management, first we will study that first I'll explain that what is file. So, a file is a named collection of related information that is recorded on secondary storage such as magnetic disks, magnetic tapes, and optical disks. In general, a file is a sequence of bits, bytes, lines, or records who, whose meaning is defined by the file's creator and user. Now, next is file management. File management is the process of administrating a system that correctly handles digital data. Therefore, an effective file management improves the overall function of a business workflow. It also organizes important data and provides a searchable database for quick retrieval. So, in operating system, file management system is the subsystem of an operating system that manages the data storage, organization on disk, and provides services to processes related to file access. In this sense, it interfaces the application programs with the low level media input output system, free, freeing on the application programs from having to deal with low level identities and allowing them to implement input output using convenient data organizational abstractions like file and record. On the other hand, file management system services often is the only way through which applications can access the data stored in the files, thus achieving an encapsulation of the data themselves, which can be useful exploited for the purpose of data protection, maintenance, and control. Next are the aim of file management. The main aims of file management system are: first is data management, in which a file management system should provide data services to the applications through convenient abstractions, simplifying and making device independent of the common operations involved in data access and modification. Second aim we have is validation. In validation, a files management system should guarantees that at any given moment the stored data reflect the operations performed on them, regardless of the time delays involved in actually performing those operations. Appropriate access synchronization mechanism should be used to enforce validity when multiple access from independent processes are possible. Next is protection. In protection, illegal in potentially dangerous operations on the data should be controlled by the file management system by enforcing a well defined data protection policies. Third is concurrency. It means in multi programming systems, the concurrent access to the data should be allowed with minimal differences with respect to single process access, saves for access synchronization enforcement. And the next is performance. The above functionalities should be offered, achieving at the same a good compromise in terms of data access, speed, and data transferring rate. So, in this way, the overall performance of the system increases. This is that all are the main aims of the file management system. Now, next is file management system architecture. In the in this present figure you can see, first of all we have user that interact, send input and receives output from the system. On the very first we have different types of files, then we have logical input output system, basic input output supervisor, third basic file system, and in last we have disk drive, device driver and tape device drivers. In file system, a unified data structure containing the data along with the necessary management information for the user of the file management. First of all, the user applications internally organize the file according to certain logical scheme. A logical input output module provides the necessary translation from this logical data organization into a physical one suited for the low level storage management subsystem. And record management is performed at this level in the sense that it maps a physical data structure into and from a record oriented one, which is organized into some logical scheme at the upper level. And on the input output supervisor layer, it is responsible for input output initialization, termination, and data validation through multiple access. It also provides device independence, managing the communication between, so to offer to the upper layer a uniform service structure across the various possible stored input output devices managed by the disk, tape, CD-ROM and input output subsystems. Input output sub So next is we have file manager. File manager is also called the file management system and the software responsible for creating, deleting, modifying, controlling access to the files, and it provides support for libraries and programs to online users for spooling operations and for interactive computing. And the main responsibilities of file manager are the main four tasks are: first, keep track of where each file is stored, implement a policy that will first determine where and how files are stored, second, efficiently use available storage space, provide efficient file access, and the third responsibility is allocate each file when a user has been cleared for access to it, then records its use. And the next is file deallocation, file returned to storage, and file communication, communicate file availability to others waiting for it. And in responsibilities, subsequent protection: first, protect files against system malfunctions, second, security checks like account numbers, password and lock words. Next are file allocation. It means activate secondary storage device, load file into memory and update records. File deallocation means update file tables, rewrite files, notify waiting processes of the file availability. And there are some important terms that we need to keep in mind. First is field, group of related bytes. For example, last named, first name, age that can be identified by the user with the name, type, and size. Second is record, group of related fields, and third is file that we already discussed, that group of related records that contains information to be used by a specific application program to generate reports. This type of file contains data and is sometimes called a flat file because it has no connections to the other files and has no dimensions. Next, in important terms is databases, that is group of related files interconnected at various levels, like give user flexibility of access to the stored data. Third is program files, contains instruction, data files contain data. And third and next last are directories, are special files with listing of file names and their attributes. Now the next topic we have file structure. In file structure, it contains a file should be according to a required format that the operating system can understand. Second, a file has a certain defined structure according to its type. Third, a text file is a sequence of characters organized into lines, and a source file is a sequence of procedure and functions. An object file is a sequence of bytes organized into blocks that are understandable by the machine. And when operating system defines different file structures, it also contains the code to support these file structures. Unix, MS-DOS support minimum number of file structures. Next are the main aspects of file system, and the main aspects of file system are files name, metadata, secure access, and facilities. In file names, a file name is assigned to a file in order to secure storage location in the computer system. By this file name, a file can be further assessed whether the file system typically have directories which associate file names with files, usually by connecting to the file names to an index in a file location table of some sort, such as the fetch in the DOS file system. Second is metadata. Other bookkeeping information is typically associated with each file within a file system. The length of the data contained in a file may be stored as the number of blocks allocated for the file or as an exact byte count. The time that the file was last modified may be stored as the file's timestamp. Some file systems also store the file creation time, the time it was last accessed, and the time that the file's metadata was changed. Third is secure access. Secure access to basic file system operations can be used on a scheme of control access lists or capabilities. Last are the facilities. Traditional file systems offer facilities to create, move, and delete both files and directories. Traditional file systems also offer facilities to truncate, append to, create, move, delete, and in place modify files. Next are the types of files. In types of files, we have seven types of files, that are: first is disk file system. A disk file system is a file system designed for the storage of files on a data storage devices, most commonly a disk drive, which might be directly or indirectly connected to the computer. For example of disk file system includes FAT32, FAT16, NTFS. And next we have flash file system. A flash file system is a system designed for storing files on flash memory devices. These are becoming more prevalent as the number of mobile devices is increasing. The capacity of file flash, while a disk file system can be used on a flash device, this is sub-optional for following reasons. First is erasing block and second is random access. Third we have tape file system. A tape file system is a file system and tape format designed to store files on tape in a self-describing form. Magnetic tapes are sequentially storage media, posing challenges to the creation and efficient management of a general purpose file system. Next, we have database file system. A new concept of file management is the concept of database based file management system. Instead of hierarchical structure, management files are identified by their characteristics. Next, we have network file system. A network file system is a file system that acts as a client for remote file access protocol, providing access to the files on a server. Next is a shared file disk file system. A shared disk file system is one of which a number of machines all have access to the same external disk subsystem. The file system access to that subsystem, preventing write collisions. And last we have special purpose file system. A special purpose file system is basically any file system that is not a disk file system or network file system. This includes systems where the files are arranged dynamically by software intended for such purpose as communication between computer processes or temporary file spaces. So this is all about types of files. Next are what are the main operations of file management system. First is create, delete, open, close, read, write, append, see, get attribute, set attribute, and rename. In create, a blank file is created. The purpose of this call is to create a new blank file with the specified attribute. Second is delete. The purpose of this system call is to delete this file from the disk when it is not needed. Third is open. Before using a file, either for reading or writing, it must be opened. The purpose of this call is to allow the system to fetch the attributes and list of disk addresses into main memory for rapid access of subsequent calls. Next is close. It means when a file is not longer accessed, it must be closed using this system call. And next is read. When a file is only to be read, this call is used. The location of data to be read must be specified. The size of data to be read must also be specified. Next is write. Data can be written to file with this system call. The data is written at the current position in the file, and if the current position as at the end, then the file size increases automatically. Next is append. This call is a restricted form of write. It can only add data to the end of the file. Next is seek. This call is used to reposition the current pointer to the specific place in the file. Next is get attribute and set attributes. Using this call, attributes of the file can be achieved or can be set. And the next is rename. A user may need to change the name of the file very often, therefore this functionality is provided by rename system call. And moving to the next slide, that is file access method. First is file access mechanism refers to the way the records of a file may be accessed, and we have basically three different ways to access files. First is sequential access, second is direct and random access, and third is indexed sequential access. So first of all, sequential access. A sequential access is that in which the records are accessed in some sequence. It means the information in the file is processed in order, one record after the other. This access method is the most primitive one. For example, compilers usually access file in this fashion. Next is direct, random access. A random access file organization provides accessing the record directly. Each record has its own address on the file with by the help of which it can be directly accessed or reading for reading and writing. Third is the records need not to be in any sequence within the file, and they need not to be in adjacent locations on the storage medium. Next we have indexed sequential access. This mechanism is built up on base of sequential access. An index is created for each file which contains pointers to various blocks. Index is searched sequentially and its pointer is used to access the file directly. Now next are record formats. In record formats we have two types of record. First is fixed length records and second is variable length records. In first length records, easiest to access directly, the record size is critical, ideal for data files. And in variable length records, difficult to access directly, no empty storage space and no character truncation. File description stores raw record format used for files accessed sequentially like text files and program files, used with files using index to access records. Thank you. So this is all about file management. Hope it will help to understand the whole functions of file management in operating system.